Jean-Christophe, what a stunning setting to have such an exhibition in the Kremlin Museum. Tell me first, why Moscow?
Well, Moscow for Bulgaria obviously is an important city, not only because of the history, because of the art, but also because it's the main city of Russia, which in Europe stands as the most promising market. It's a big country in terms of demography, a rising purchasing power. And obviously for a brand like Bulgaria, Russia is the European priority. And therefore to have the chance to exhibit our art, our history in the heart of Russia, in the heart of Moscow and Kremlin, is a great privilege. And also we hope a strong image builder for the company to gain in Russia in terms of awareness and in terms also of understanding of the Bulgari brand.
What kind of challenges you faced to be able to bring all this patrimoine to Moscow?
Well, one of the, I would say, most unexpected challenge has been to export the collection out of Italy, as the Italian Ministry of Art and Culture considers that it's really more than jewelry, it's part of the Italian national patrimony. It belongs to us as a private company, Bulgari. But seen from the Italian government, they really consider it as part of the national patrimony, and as such, they are very, very reluctant that this patrimony may leave the country and never come back. So we had really to fill a lot of documentation, to have a long discussion meeting, so that we could convince them that obviously it will come back. First because it's ours, so we don't want to lose it, and secondly because, you know, Kremlin is Kremlin, it's part of another very respectful government, but this has been a challenge.
What an amazing milestone for Bulgari to position the brand in the Kremlin, in one of the most amazing museums of the world. What does it give as an added value for the brand in nowadays where it's cluttered with competition?
Yeah, exactly so. I mean, the Kremlin style has been very much influenced by Byzantine style, the same way as Roma city. So for us, obviously, it's an amazing thread between our history and the history of the Kremlin. But furthermore, the Kremlin is also a museum, and one of the most famous museums when it comes to jewelry. Kremlin Museum has one of the best collections of jewelry. So to be, as Bulgari, with our modest collection, part of a much broader story, which is a story of the Kremlin Jewelry Museum, obviously it's very inspiring. And it's somehow, further enriching, even though it's only for 4 months, is the masterpieces of the museum itself.
I fell in love with the crown, with the aquamarine removable crown.
Yeah, the tiara.
The tiara. What is your favorite piece?
For sure, the tiara is very interesting because it's a tiara, so as such could be very formal, but the fact that you can remove the egg marines turns it into a more wearable diadem. And so it's very interesting. I think I'm very proud of the Anna Magnani collection because Anna Magnani was an iconic actress of the 50s and 60s who played a lot of very modest and popular roles. Okay. So she was more famous for being a very simple lady, but at the same time, privately, she was loving jewelry. And she had built over the years, buying by herself, for herself, beautiful pieces, including especially brooches, and we've been very lucky to be in a position last year to buy back to the family part of that collection because we believe it's part of Bulgari history, and those brooches in particular are adding a lot to the other collection we may have acquired in the past from Mr. for instance, which was more on pendant, on sautoirs and on big gems.
What will you take away from Moscow back to Rome for the brand?
Probably, you know, more than ever, I could feel a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. So I think that the country right now is really vibrating from probably a lot of optimism, a lot also of determination to grow, and it shows, I mean, the streets, everything can say that it's kind of new cycle of the country. And as Bulgari being associated to that through the exhibition, obviously make us even more optimistic when it comes to Bulgari and the Russian. We believe it's a great story to build, and obviously in terms of business perspective, because we're obviously here for business, more than ever, I think that Russia will be the primary European market in the year to come in terms of growth for sure.
Especially that you opened the second boutique now in Moscow.
We have two. We have one in St. Petersburg, and in our plans we have, as you may know, also an hotel which will come in 2021.
Oh, amazing.
And in the meanwhile, we probably will open a third boutique in Moscow. So the exhibition is part of an overall approach meant really to create a very strong desirability and very strong connection between the Russian client and the Bulgari brand.
Reaching Q4 from 2018, how was the year for you? How was it ending?
Well, it started well, so obviously this provides us with a lot of hope that it will close as well as it started, especially that in October we're going to present a new jewelry collection. Not in high jewelry. High jewelry was introduced Wild Pop in June, but what we call the more design jewelry, so jewelry spanning from 3,000 to 30,000 euro. And we will have the privilege to present a new collection. The last one was presented in 2014, so far 4 years ago. It was Diva, has been a huge success. And in October, we'll present a brand new collection which will accelerate, I hope, the desirability on the brand as much as the strength of the brand.
So double-digit numbers growth, hopefully.
We have the ambition to increase the dreams revolving around Bulgari. We say often that we want to be the leaders in share of dreams. And obviously, if you are leading the share of dreams, probably your business is following.
I hope so. All the best. And thank you for having me in Moscow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.